the most different town hall because we have every single head of departments here under human resources. So I thank the Minister and also Dato Shahul, Dato Sri Azman, Ayob and Mr. Maniam for agreeing to be in the town hall itself and with the President itself. Now, a bit of ground rules before we, because I know a lot of people are eager to ask questions, right? But in lieu of time, can we restrict 2 questions per person? And straight go to the question itself. Do not, there's no need to give a lot of stories about it because time is of the essence. It's much easier to understand. Now, so maybe the media also can help to sit down so that the members can actually see and ask questions, because that's kind of a hindrance. Now, maybe spot. I will ask the first question so that we can have the ball rolling. And one of the pertinent questions that I actually wanted to know was, in the recent pandemic and the growing need for gig economic workers, all right? There's a lot of movement from normal tech employment, low skill and all this stuff, moving to the gig economy and all this stuff. Is there any opportunity or incentives or grants given for employment to come back to full jobs, higher pay? Not to say that I'm telling them leave your gig economy, but we want this Malaysia to be a higher income nation, and for that to happen, there has to be some sort of incentives given for employees to come back. Now, I can actually shoot that question to YBhg because it's coming under incentives and training.
Basically, thanks Raja, good evening YB and Niwas for calling us here this evening and for putting up such a good town hall session. Inshallah, like what YB said, we will try to answer as many as possible, what we can do today. If you're not able to answer, you can come to HRD Corp every Thursday. We have an open day. It's a public meet session. You can get all the answers, whichever you don't have. You didn't get the answer from me today. For Raja's question, is of course HRD Corp is playing a very important role on the upskilling and reskilling. We are in the business for almost 30 years, having collected almost 12 billion levy. We have dispersed 11 billion for the training grant. And these numbers are very big numbers. We have trained almost 19 million people in the last 30 years. This is a number which can soundly speak for Malaysia how much serious efforts we have put in terms of the upskilling and reskilling. And of course, COVID has changed the entire landscape very differently. 2020, 2021, 2022, we have different landscapes, different challenges. HRD Corp has adapted to those challenges immediately, instantly. And we are proud to say, during the COVID 2020, we trained 85,000 people in that one particular year. And we are not just focused only on upskilling and reskilling, like what Raja questioned. We also put a lot of emphasis on the gig economy, B40, Industry 4.0, and also we have put up some special programs for SME industries as well. Later on, maybe I can share with you some numbers. What kind of percentage we have trained on the gig, what kind of percentage we have trained on upskilling, reskilling, as well as the B40. Thanks.
Thanks, Dato Shahul. The fact that it is mind-blowing, the fact that we have managed to train 19 million Malaysians to actually upskill and reskill, and the fact that I do see that in future we need to change some of the trajectory of how we train them, because there is a serious mismatch that is happening in the industry itself, like what Yang Berhormat Minister said. But I think that is something that we have to really study and come up with it. Just a point of history. Dato Shahul's grandfather was the founder of KLSICCI. just to give you a brief understanding how long this chamber has gone. And to remind all members, if you guys want to ask questions, please come to the mic. There's a queue system where you can actually ask a question, and we will be happy to. And before you ask the question, I would like you to say your name, the company and industry that you belong to, so that we all recognize that. Now, the other question I think most people were concerned is about the frozen sectors. And I think this is a very sensitive topic because no one really can answer that except YB can give an indication on what is happening with the frozen sectors that is being questioned, because I think traditionally our members are in the textile, goldsmith and the barber, and they finding it very difficult to actually do business in the coming years. So is there any sort of light?
It's a very good question. In fact, this question has been posted to me every time that I engage with the industry people. They know that we have risen up with the syarat pelonggaran, and we are helping the other industries. But how come these three subsectors, goldsmith, barber, and also for textiles, we have not done anything. Just for your information, okay, I'm still having discussion with the Home Minister and also with the KPDN-HP, okay, Salahuddin Ayob, alright, because this is under his jurisdiction. But anyway, I still believe that we should be able to pull through. Alright. Now we are also seriously considering of approving for. I'm not very sure. Discussion is still going on for this tourism industry. Alright. Tourism industry also heavily, suffering due to COVID, and now they also put up the request. To solve this problem. So together with the tourism industry, I'm also pushing for textiles, barber, and also for goldsmith. It's an ongoing process.
Thank you very much. In fact, can I invite any of the audience to actually ask a question? Please just say to the mic, just say your name, your company, and the industry that you are in. We will just take that one question and then we'll come to Mr. Bachu.
Good evening all. I represent the construction as well as the agriculture industry. My name is Chandra. We are doing business, the company is more than 50 years old. So we used to employ hundreds of workers, everything. Post-COVID, we are almost closing down. The company is dormant. Now we start back. The FWCMS system says because we are pre-registered, we are not eligible to go into the system. Similar like me, my group, we have a few hundred farmers. Our finance is not strong at all. The system asks us to contribute EPF, which is, the companies are all closed down. Now we are starting back. So we need more relaxation in your conditions. Give us 6 months, that's what our president says. A lot of relaxation has happened. So more relaxation is needed for us to bring back, come back to the industry. Accommodation. Yeah, we know we won't be doing things go against human rights, but all this relaxation need to be given a little bit more so that we can start back our business. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chandra. I think this was briefly answered in the YB Minister's speech about the critical industries where they have relaxed and given the approval for 3 days. So the question, It's rejected. Okay.
Mr. Chandra, this is something to do with FWCMS. So we have engagement in FWCMS. Please give us the necessary, and we'll address this matter immediately with the FWCMS team. Okay?
Thank you.
So we can resolve your issues on all the documentation part.
Just now YB said YB going to learn from us, but listening to YB's speech, we are learning from him. So even though it's 2 months time, we master the core business of the industry. So answering your questions, I think yours is construction industry. Construction industry, one of the industry we approve. We have given a Kolongana. The approval you will get in 3 days. But if you didn't get approval, means your application, something is missing, something is not, you fill up the system, some data or information you didn't put correctly. So if that is the case, you can come and see our one-stop center, talk with them, and immediately you can upload your application to the system. So because your sector is one of the critical sector, we're going to approve in 3 days.
Thank you. So I think that is question answered. Mr. Lakshman Narandas?
YB, my name is Lakshman Narandas. I am the former president of this chamber. Actually, my question is regarding the present clarion call for the administration, the Madani doctrine, and compassion, dignity. So my question is, the foreign workers, what is the government considering giving them medical help as far as cough and cold is concerned, fever, flu? Now these is excluded actually. They have, the hospitalization is taken care of. And then accident, I mean this PA, personal accident. This one, no. This one, when they go to the government hospital, they have to pay a minimum 40-50 ringgit for visit. And if they go to the private guys, that'll be 50 and 60. So this is, since we're going to be compassionate, and this is very important, I think the government should look at it. That's number one. The other one, I think the government should also give opportunity to Rohingya refugees. The millions of them, they are almost in a quandary, you know. I mean, they are all recognized by the United Nations, and technically, I think there's no guideline, there's no decision made whether they can actually work here or not. If they work here, the rule, according to me, is the moment they get a Burmese passport, they work here. But the problem is when they get a Burmese passport, I mean the Rohingyas, they lose their status as United Nations refugees. Then they're not refugees anymore. So this is another question. I mean, this is if we want to be compassionate and careful, you know. So we have a problem right at our doorstep. This is something that we have to address, and this is very, very serious. And the other one is, for example, I mean, look at the state government. The state government is Pakatan state government, so they have
Mr. Dato, just
one last one. Because I submitted these 3 questions, so okay.
2 questions.
No, I had submitted earlier, okay. And since I'm vice president, ex-president, I have this special. Okay. Now, one last question. This smart bus that the state has, okay, smart Selangor bus. You know, you must be aware. I mean, you should be aware. There's free for the citizens of Selangor. Anybody who sits in the bus is free of charge. But when a foreigner goes in, he has to pay $1, even if he's a legal foreigner. So what is 90 cents? They have to pay, and then they have to pay per app. They pay by app. They have to pay 90 cents. I mean, doesn't look so smart anymore, because the thing is so little, so minuscule, so minor, you know. Anyway, these are the things I want to just bring it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshman. So there's 3 questions to that. One was the medical fees of foreign workers.
I am Mohammed, I'm also President Tuan. Just to share, at the moment for the foreign workers, they are covered under the Employment Injury Insurance Scheme, which previously was under PA, the private insurance. But looking at equality of Convention 1990, they're supposed to be covered under the invalidity, but at the moment they are not covered. But I think that is what in the pipeline, YB already instruct us to come up with a paper to look into the extension of coverage. We want to make sure that equality is there, that the local and the foreign workers are getting the same treatment in terms of the social security or social protection coverage. But for basic medical coverage for hospitalization, they are under SPIDFA. I think that is also mandatory. Only for those outpatient or if they want to get treatment from GP, I believe that that should come under their employment contract or the employment act, which for majority of the local, they have that privilege of getting treatment from the GPs or from the government. But now for the foreign workers, because they fall under fee act of ATA fee, which is category A, which is sometimes it's more expensive than the private services, might as well that they go to GP instead of going to government hospital. So I believe that this is where the employer should also regard these workers as the contributors to the economic of the company or the industry, which they should consider. So I think we have to look into this seriously. Maybe one of the requirements for foreign workers, we cannot discriminate, and they should be getting equal treatment as what the local with all the medical coverage and so on. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato. Sri Azman. I think the other question is about the ringgit foreign workers, which is not relevant at this point, but YB will take note and address the issue with the MOT. Sorry, there's a gentleman at the back there that is waiting to ask a question.
உறுப்பினர் சட்டத்தில் பார்த்துருக்கிறோம். YB எங்களுக்காக நேரம் ஒதுக்குனதுக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நன்றி. YBக்கு தெரிஞ்சது தான், தெரியாத எதுவுமே இல்லை. ஏற்கனவே ஒரு டயலாக் செஷனில் மீட் பண்ண ஒரு மீட்டிங்கில் பேசுகிறப்ப நான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன், எங்கள் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி மட்டும் இல்லாமல் சில பெக்கு செக்டர்ஸ், ப்ரோசன் செக்டர்ஸ் இன் ICU அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். அதை தாண்டி இப்போ வந்து CCU லெவலுக்கு போயிடுச்சு. ஏன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னால், இதுக்கு முன்னுக்கு வந்து சின்ஸ் 2009 இந்த பெக்கு செக்டர்ஸ் எதுக்குமே வந்து நியூ அப்ரூவல்ஸ் கொடுக்கப்படலை. பட் இருக்கிற ஒர்க்கர்ஸை வச்சு தான் நம்ம வந்து ஏதோ ஒரு அளவு சமாளிச்சுக்கிட்டு இருந்தோம். 5 பேர் இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஆளை வச்சு அவங்க காலில் உழுவாத குறையா அவங்கள்ட்ட கெஞ்சி வேலை செய்ய வச்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். அதுக்கும் தடை விதிக்கிற வகையில் 2022 ஜனவரியிலேருந்து நோ ரினிவல் ஃபார் ஃபாரின் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் ஆன் பெக்கு செக்டர்ஸ்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. அப்போ இது எந்தெந்த பெக்கு செக்டருக்கு வந்து இஃபெக்ட் ஆச்சு அப்படின்னு தெரியல. பட் முக்கியமாக எங்களோட செக்டருக்கு வந்து நேற்று வந்து ஒருத்தர் லஞ்சுத்தான் செஞ்சுருக்கிறாரு. அதுக்கு வந்து அவருக்கு இமெயில் என்ன வந்திருக்குன்னா, lanjutan tidak dibenarkan bagi sektor beku tukar gunting rambut selepas 31/12/2022. Majikan perlu mengemukakan permohonan check out memo. That means we have to send back all our foreign workers to their native country. That means நம்ம பாரம்பரியமாக 100 வருடத்திற்கு மேற்பட்டு மலேசியாவில் நடத்திட்டு வர்ற முக்கியமான பாரம்பரியமான தொழிலில் ஒன்று முடித்திருக்கிறது. அடுத்தது நகை செய்கிறது, துணிக்கடை, எல்லாமே பாரம்பரிய தொழில் தான் இஃபெக்ட் பண்ணது எல்லாமே. அப்போ நாங்கள் ஃபாரின் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் கொண்டு வரதுக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டுருக்கோம். YB ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுறீங்கன்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக சத்தியமாக புரியுது. YB வந்து அதுக்காக வேலை செஞ்சுட்டு இருக்கீங்க. கொஞ்சம் எங்களுக்கு வேலை செஞ்சுட்டு தான் இருக்கீங்க. கண்டிப்பாக அதில் நல்ல விஷயங்கள் எதிர்பார்க்குறோம். அட் த சேம் டைம் இந்த ரினியூவலை வந்து ஏதாவது ஒரு வகையில் ரினியூவல் திருப்பி கண்டினியூ பண்ண வச்சாதான் CCUவில் இருக்கிற நாங்கள் அடுத்த அப்ரூவல் வர்ற வரைக்கும் திருப்பியும் ICU வருவோம். இல்லை CCUவில் இருந்து அப்படியே போச்சுட்டு போயிடுவோம். நம்ம கையில்.
தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச்.
ஏன் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறேன்னாக்கா, இந்த 3 சப் செக்டர் எடுத்து பார்த்தோம்னாக்கா, டெக்ஸ்டைல், ஸ்கூல்ஸ் மீட், ஸோ பாபர் எடுத்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா, அந்த நம்பர் வந்து ரொம்ப இட்ஸ் நாட் வெரி ஹை நம்பர்ஸ், ரைட்? ஸோ அதை வச்சு தான் வந்து நான் பேசி ஹோம் மினிஸ்ட்ரியோடைய சலாவுடைய எப்படியும் நான் பேச்சுவார்த்தை நடத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஸோ முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு இந்த பிரச்சனைக்கு ஒரு நல்ல தீர்வு காண முடியுன்ற நம்பிக்கை எனக்கு இருக்குது. ஸோ என்னோடய முயற்சி நான் நிச்சயமாக தொடருவேன். இப்போ நீங்கள் சொன்ன விஷயம் வந்து இது எனக்கு புரியாது. அதாவது 31st December 2022 வந்து அறவே ரினியூவல் கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க அப்படின்றது வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு புது விஷயம் தான். பட் எனிவே I will take up this matter. Thank you.
YB, I just want to add something. I also talk in Tamil. So YB, 2009 அவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி வந்துட்டு அந்த 4 sector வந்து new quota doesn't allow them. But when they finish their quota, let's say the PLKS expire, they can renew for that number expire. But that ruling only for 10 years until 2019. 2019 August they stop it. No more new quota for that 4 sectors like Dobi, textile, goldsmith and bubble. So 2019 is already stopped. No more new intake, no more new quota for all these 4 sectors. But my advice is they can send a memorandum to KPD and NHP. As a Persatuan, they can send a memorandum because as an agency council here, they have to give response to our joint monitoring, joint working committee between us and KDN. So that will be very helpful. So I will advise the Persatuan give a memorandum to KPD and NHP. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maniam. Now, I think we've already established the key problem with the frozen sectors. I think respective members after this, if you might not touch on frozen sectors, would be good. We can continue with the other pertinent questions and all. So, a lady who is standing right in front of the mic. Specifically for the health of the aging population.
Gentlemen, see, actually, I'm Dr. Bala. Dr. Bala from the Medical Association MMA. So at this moment I am the chairman. And of course my question is more or less the lady have spoken, Jaya has spoken about. See, actually I have kind of a solution also for this. See, the thing is, she never said that statistics. The statistics is really mind-blowing. So to 2021, okay, 2021, our populations, the elderly population is about 7.5% of our total population. It comes about 2.5 million people. This is 2021. And you will see that at this hall itself, most of them is more than 50 years. Now one day, all these people, they needed some assistance in point of time, right? So, it's fair enough what you say because the 1,300 centers are there in Malaysia at assisted living. So the demand is there, but then we don't have the workers. This is where I would like to talk to our YB minister because he said regards of the maids, alright, bringing in maids, okay, domestic maids now. So when you're looking at the domestic maid, their work scope in every household, 40% either they're taking care of some children or some elderly at home. So this is actually a work of a skilled worker called caretaker. So YB, this is like you can skin the cats in so many ways. It's just the term, the maid, and then you have to bring in another person as a caretaker for temporary until we can train our own caretaker over here. And you come up with a policy, every single assisted living must engage a person who's already been paid. Then I think this is a solution for future.
Thank you. All right. So, is there any comments on pertaining to maids and also?
Wanita, they are still studying. The report still not submit to the Jawatan Kuasa bersama KDN and Ministry of Human Resources. Still studying. But with the new administration, they may propose new approach. I believe in the coming meeting they will submit this report. So based on that report, this sector maybe will be considered by our masters lah. So that's what I say at the moment. So it's purely all other agency council has submitted their report and we have to go ahead so far. This is the only ministry pending to receive their report and study findings. So we are waiting for that. Hopefully we can request Kementerian Kebajikan and Pembangunan Moneter to submit the report as soon as possible so that we can bring it to the next meeting.
Dr. Bala, just I'm curious to know, since you have raised up this issue, I'd like to know roughly how many caretakers that we need at the moment. Maybe you might have an idea on this. Nationwide.
Nationwide, sir, that's about close to about 1,300. No, I'm just giving us round numbers, all right?
1,000?
Yes, 1,300. I think about 1,100 and 1,100 are properly registered into our
1,300 centers, is it?
centers.
Centers.
So, it can be assisted living, it can be private nursing care. So, or so mainly they are targeting taking care over either elderly or typical. They have deliberated diseases and everything. So each center depends on the size of the centers now. But minimum they need to have about 5. If you take about 5, you times 1,000. We need a huge number to be supported. 5,000 workers.
5,000 workers.
See, the problem is YB, because we want to retain a local talent. It's very, very difficult, and we have a lot of challenges now. I'll be very open over here. See, when we have caretakers, we are multilingual, multicultural, but however, there is a kind of stigma in certain areas, so our caretaker are different religions, different these things. So these kind of issues are there. So it's always a kind of, it's like a thorn in the flesh. So we have to depend on them. At this moment, you believe me or not, they are depending on the foreign workers who are legal or illegal. We also don't know, mostly from Philippines. Okay, they're paying high. So that's why you see we need to have a local talent, but the acute shortage, we have to import this proper skilled worker from certain countries. There are countries like in India, even for a matter in Indonesia, from Philippines, no, they have trained caretakers with the certificate courses, or diploma courses are there. So that's why.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll take note on this.
Thank you. Before we roll again with the questions and all this stuff,
but Negara Sumbal Bakala, India or India Kanakila. So the Nepal Mapade, Bangla. I mean, Mata, Wilpur, the country to Mudia or White and American. Munio, India requires to know.
Okay, in the sector, and
not manufacturing.
Manufacturing, application putting in. Recently,
Last year June.
Last year June,
Nepal.
Okay.
Bangla, 100 workers.
India.
Actually, I applied for India, but give me 100. And I'm a Nepal. Bangla Mupur come again. So Punia India Matam Ring. Mupur, all balance 70 people.
Okay. In a partner.
Okay, sir, thank you very much.
Finished, Minister. Spot on, just doing the work exactly at that time. So, again.
Vanakkam YB. Actually, I'm from South Point Ship Management. I'm here not to ask any question, but I would like to share some information in my industry. Actually, YB was saying that if you want to bring someone, foreigners, to here, you have to pay about 10,000 or 15,000 based on the country. I'm in the maritime industry. We are doing the same way. We are bringing in foreigners. At the same time, we are bringing, we are giving Malaysia to other countries. The fees we are paying, we are collecting, and we are paying only $500 US. This is IMO, International Maritime Organization. Our industry fell MOT, under Ministry of Transport. Worldwide, that's the charges. Worldwide, the charges. until the officer is based on the officer. The officer will pay $150 per month until the contract finish. Mostly the contract is 6 months. I think totally we are paying to others. Even I'm taking from Indonesia, I'm paying 1,300 or 1,500. Even I'm sending my Malaysian to other country also, we are paying to them. That's the amount. I'm just sharing this. Why not this ministry look on this the same way? Because internationally we are doing that. Even anyone taking from many other countries, I'm taking from Europe, I'm taking from Ukraine, I'm paying this only. I think the ministry can look on this seriously. What we are doing it, maybe is if the way we are paying, the cost we are in the industry will reduce. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. YBhg, you can actually take the mic. Maybe we can alternate between the two mics so that it doesn't crowd out at the back there.
Selamat petang kepada YB dan juga agency leaders as well as business owners. Saya YBhg, leading on digital economy as well as gig economy. Just satu soalan berkaitan dengan Janapreneur. I think maybe Dato Shahul maybe can come up with some quick answer on this. I've been training on e-commerce past 10-15 years. So lately, I think masa COVID, HRDC has been introduced with Janapreneur. So that was very interesting, and we managed to embark on board few players, few sellers on the Janapreneur very well. And lately, I heard that Janapreneur most probably kemungkinan besar tidak akan sambung. So I'm not sure what's the future status on that. I just want to ask whether we can actually get back, because I've been training a lot of members on gig economy as well as e-commerce. Since the Janapreneur is not there, I got to embark on other platform. But sometimes those who tidak ada pekerjaan, and then we pick them as a seller online. But then we couldn't give long-term guidance. They like other platform, try and error, and then somehow they're missing around along the way. So it was very good that HRDC came out with the Janapreneur idea, and then I can foresee a very long journey where those who have lost their job can come as an online seller, as well as bring it further into another new income generation for them. So that's the question, suggestion. Then see how we can collaborate, because I myself running our own platform. We do have an AI base. So if you think we can work on it, I'm always there to support, as what YB said. Looking at the industry, how you can see kerjasama, and if you want to sponsor the whole thing, you can sponsor, no worries. As long as we can bring it further. So
thank you, Mr. Henry.
For the period of COVID time, because we wanted to create an incubator that could handhold people and to train them and get them on a practical platform. Because if we bring in the young people or new gig worker or new e-commerce workers, they will not have opportunity to go very detailed or work with the Shopee or the Lazada, because they don't have time to teach you all these things. But we created this Janapreneur because we want to get the training done, go into the e-commerce platform and play around in the system, how the entire system works commercially. Once you're mature enough, then you can go back to the mainstream platform like Lazada and Shopee. But this was purely done during the COVID and post-COVID, and it was a temporary measures we did, because most of them who came into this freelancer or who came into flexi workers, because they lost job during the pandemic time, and they are going back to the mainstream workforce right now. So we want to put a hold, but it's still there. We are going to put a hold, because that's also direction from the Ministry of Finance and from the top that other ministry is supposed to take care of the entrepreneurship. HRD Corp has a wider role to play. But if you want to offer something free, you can always come and meet up. Thank you so much. Free, yeah? No. Thank you.
Also, now I'm going to have a time limit also, like the parliament, 30 seconds, so that you can actually move faster with the questions.
My name is Sachin. I'm from Penang. I own a printing company, and I've been running it for over 30 years. So the concern here for me is, basically in the printing business, we have two types of sectors. One is service, one more is manufacturing. And I've been rejected by FWCMS for about 7 times. because I applied in the service sector and also the manufacturing sector. So the reason with that is sector luar dasar. So I'm a bit curious of with my printing industry, which is the most the preferred sector that I should apply in, because I've applied in both sectors and I've got rejected twice with the same reason. So I will actually, if you could clarify that for me, it will be a bit more better. Because I know we are a minority.
Sachin, just now I think he addressed the problem to me. I told him we will connect you to the FWCMS team to resolve this matter this week. So we will connect you to the guys, and then maybe you can actually address this matter there. Okay?
Alright, thank you, YB.
For Rawang. On behalf of ILCT, the OQ Center, before that I like to thank you, YB, for your 20,000 donation for my center to pick up the Jack wheelchair. Okay. I'm here to ask regarding disabilities people. They also like to enjoy to the business, come up like in business sector, and then help them to get the loan facilitation out, get loan. So I also thank you SOCSO because of giving them training always, and then job opportunity. But now the time is to disability people. We have to think about them to come up in their life on your own business. So I hope YB you have a chance in your department to get some good benefit for these people. Because I'm also a disability here, that's why I'm asking on behalf of them. So YB, this is only my question. Hope I can get a good channel from your side. Thank you, YB. Thank you.
Thank you, YB. I believe that, I think for most those who become disabled, we have a program looking at process of case management, helping them to be entrepreneur. But I think what the concern today will be maybe the predicament and also the limitation that they have. The training part is there. I mean, for us to provide the facilities, the equipment is also there. But the only thing, if they want to expand and also want to get loan, I don't think that any banks want to give them loan. But maybe I think internally we should look at mechanism how we can assist them with it, because I think that is one of the area. And also we have educational loan, but we don't have loan for entrepreneurship, or also for them to enhance, also to improve their business. Maybe internally we can look into that. Maybe we'll brainstorm on that, maybe. Thank you.
Thank you. Dato, 1 second. Wanakkam YB. Thank you for everyone. My name is Dato Chandrasekharan. I'm from Legend Sons Mahat. My profession is landscaping. The landscaping, I'm doing landscaping more than 20 years. We have a local also 30 plus and foreigner also around 60. But if we apply in the garden, which category? Because we apply, so I asked some people also we cannot get. Because we go under contraction, and because when we supply the quotation to, our price because this very good climate change, everything I have idea to do. But in the category the gardener. Second thing is B40. Last time because we are also HRDF contribution, and we can transform B40 to they can do, because in the industry when the landscaping when the foreigners here. Another experience, another team, எல்லாத்துக்கும் experience because last time we supplied in the summit பண்ணும்போது HRDF we cannot get the opportunity கிடைக்க மாட்டேங்குது. Because the landscaping industry நம்ம எப்படி இது பண்ணி transform B40 to அவங்களோட own supervisor skill workers கொடுக்க முடியும். ஆனா நாங்க அந்த HRDF summit பண்ணும்போது reject, no answer, no feedback பண்ணுது. அதனால அந்த வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்தா we can see that we can show the result, how many people they attend, and the result எத்தனை பேர் next level போயிருக்காங்க. Thank you, YB. Thank you, Dato.
I think
Dr. Haris, soalannya gardener dan orang yang buat kerja landscaping under which category?
Gardener.
Gardener and landscaping.
Haris, if you can take the mic there, then we can actually hear you.
YB, if dia construction, dia buat landscaping, dia boleh bawa construction lah. That's why kalau memohon tu kena tengok the sector lah, subsector apa dia punya ni lah. Tapi yang Datuk tadi kita engage nanti lah. Dan Tuan siapa tadi kalau boleh jumpa nanti lah kita boleh bagi nasihat lah. Okey, terima kasih.
Terima kasih Encik Aziz.
Good evening to all. My name is Morgan, Bachelor of Engineering from Penang. Okay, I got two questions. One HRD and human resource. Last 20 years COVID time, I got 120 people, local workers. I am doing the electrical installation for solar. But nowadays, I got only 30 to 40 people only. Have to let them to go, because why? We cannot go further other companies to get the opportunity from the example in state Penang. We want to do the quotation for the job. Local workers, they don't want to allow. But foreign workers give a quotation to main con and subcon. They can go lay the cable, do the electrical work. This is the issue we are facing now. The 80 people, all we have sent to other place. Some of no job, and some of the go for the police case also, because no job they go mix with others. That's why I focus here. If can we contractor like locals give opportunity to give the job direct from the company. We don't want to third party or fourth party allow the job, because I got Malay workers, Chinese and Indians boy, all young boy. I trained some of them from the Pulau Burong, Sungai Bakar. They go collect the rubbish place now. I go bring these people, teach them, train them. They now can lay the cable, some of the license to drive the auger machine for the TNB job. But today, we want to get opportunity from the solar project. Foreigner, Bangladesh and Pakistan give a quotation, they go do the under subcon. Then our boys all cannot do anything. Some of my boys also sitting at home, no job. Now recently I get one offer police solar job, but now our local boys are not enough, because the opportunity from the main con, they only focus for the foreigner first. This is my issue on the level. The second is training. HRDP. Last time I meet last year main office. Our workers now is 20 people. I think 2% they charge easily from the salary. I think monthly under 80 ringgit. Roughly I give a figure. I want to send my 20 boys IKBN Brabit for the solar installation training for 2 days course. Per person is 500. When I apply to HRDS, they say your budget tak cukup. 1 tahun you bayar pun 1,800 saja. Macam mana kita nak bayar untuk 10,000 untuk email course? This is the answer I get from the HRD. How to settle this issue for my workers?
Thank you, sir. All right.
Thank you. Actually, during last 2 years, we get a lot of proposals on government grant for HRD Corp. The proposal I have seen for the landscaping is only on the grass cutting. So we can't afford to spend a program, especially spending special funds for grass cutting program. But unless, like what gentleman mentioned, if you can have a special program on B40, that you could train the people and put them into the jobs, then we have no problem. You can come and talk to us. We could expedite the program for you. Maybe we have missed it out because the proposal was not mentioned clearly. With regards to your case, sir, you're paying 1% levy, not 2%. You're paying 1% of your total salary to HRD Corp. And the reason why HRD Corp say they cannot help you with that fund, because your levy money is not enough. Is that correct? Levy money, maybe they said they couldn't give you a program.
I have to wait for 10 years?
Yeah, so it's our act is, let's say you are coming under the employer's levy program, you have no choice, you have to wait to have your own fund to send for the training. But nevertheless, let's say we have a specialized program that can help these people to get a job, you can always come to us under the place and train program. Special under the strategic initiative, you can come and submit how many students you want to go, what is the training program, how much is the cost fee, then you can ask for the special fund to HRD Corp. So the Nalaki HRD Corp, we have a open day session. we can help to address this problem for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato. Now, before I just go on, there'll be the last three gentlemen will be asking questions, and after this we will stop and we will continue with the networking and dinner. So, Encik Thailand.
Hello, Vanakkam. My name is, I'm a surveyor Dayalan. I'm, first and foremost, a city councillor in MPPJ. I'm a civil contractor. I'm also a farmer. I'm a dairy farmer, which I went into 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. So my question is addressing more of the micro, small businesses, which I think most of us are in that category. To start off with farmers, the first gentleman who spoke today say that you need to submit documents. This is a sector 3D, dirty, dangerous, and difficult. So yes, we are happy the relaxation is there. But a lot of farmers don't keep proper records, don't even contribute EPF. They work hand to mouth. And this is a sector all of us need now. Agriculture and food security, even the ministry have changed names. All of us talk about food security. So my urge to YB, since I had the opportunity, I think farmers need to be given special golongaran. As long as you got a title to show that you got a land and you're working on it, give them 3 workers. Because nobody will come and take out the cow dung, nobody will go and chop the grass, nobody will work in the hot sun. These farmers need workers. If not, they cannot produce cheap food. And we have to import food. And all of us have to pay for it. So please consider this somewhere in your policy, how you can help farmers. This is the best way to help farmers. Because our import of feed is still expensive to feed the cow, or fertilizer, or pesticide. That's one. And a lot of Indians are actually farmers. The government is willing to give them land, but they don't have workers. A lot of them wind up during the COVID. Cannot sustain, no workers. How long they were going to do the takeover? Husband and wife. So that's one. The second one is about construction. I'm also a civil contractor. You see, any application less than 100 workers, we have to go to CLAP. Even though the golongaran is there. Most of us are in that category, unless you're a public listed company or a big board, G7, you can apply directly and take the workers and then you can run. If not, you have to go to CLAP. Who is CLAP? CLAP is another agent. I thought we have golongaran so that small and micro businesses or contractors can get 5 workers. They want to run the show. So just now a gentleman said, Bangladesh is taking over business. That is correct. Because they are more competitive, you see or not. But we want to compete with them. But we need workers. So I hope this CLAP condition for workers less than 100 be also dilonggarkan. You know what I mean? Because it's not helping small contractors. You know what I mean? So these are 2 thoughts I'd like to share with you all. Not so much a question, but I think it's pertinent if the small and micro businesses of every community, like no need Indian, want to grow. Thank you so much.
Syarat kelonggaran, kan kelonggaran. Do you know any of these farmers who rejected?
Yeah. Actually, we still need to give 3 months EPF. That is mandatory. We still need to give a letter from the Jabatan Pertanian. Still, there are some conditions lah.
Is it difficult to get a letter from?
No, I can get, but smaller boys are having difficulty.
Why?
Because like this, they must have connection with the Agriculture Ministry.
Okay.
EPF contribution, most of them don't do. They don't have audited accounts.
No, are they asking for all this audit account and all that now?
No. When they give the quota, they see your financial capacity. So that is relevant.
All right.
I can confirm here that we are not asking for accounting, audited accounting, all these things.
As far as I know, under the syarat kelonggaran, we are not going to ask all these now. But I'm not very sure whether that is in practice out there. I need to clarify on this. Alright? Because with the syarat kelonggaran, If you have the land and you can prove that, then by right, it shouldn't be any problem. All right? But anyway, I will check on it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, my name is Ravindran. I am from the MISPA, Malaysian Indian Small Business and Food Truck Association. It is very nice to meet you today. Okay, I don't waste my time. They ask us a very simple question. Your ministry now giving a lot of permit for all the 5 or 6 border sectors. It's very good. I'm happy for it. But the thing is it the ministry forget the small traders? It's not only what they call shortage workers in the industries. We is a small business. Food stores, markets, food trucks, we're facing a lot of problem to operate our business. After the COVID, it's very difficult to get the workers. They're working for one week, 2 weeks, demanding salary, they missing. So, because of that, last time one of the wife or the business, husband do other places. Now because shortage of workers, husband and wife have to work together for the business and they have to neglect the children. So what I appeal to you, for example, market. Now the most of the market take over by the Rohingya because we cannot get the workers. It's happening lot of place. Some of the people thinking they want to give up the business because they cannot cope up. So the Bangla, Rohingya, they take over. If it is to continue, we will lose our generation small business. Currently also you can see is a limited lot only the market for stall and food trucks. So I beg to you, maybe the sector is not under your currently. You please consider how to help this sector.
Thank you, sir. We'll just follow up to the next question.
Second question, sir.
Sorry.
Only one more, important.
I understand, but can you make it very short? Very short.
Okay. We as an association, Small Business and Food Truck Association, we also organize so many activities. I like to know, is it 𝐊𝐿𝐶𝐶 can assist our association like we organizing food truck seminar? Like last year we organized food truck seminar. Okay, next month we organizing halal certificate seminar. Is it any chances the 𝐊𝐶𝐶 help the association? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. I just wonder, actually what happened to our local workers? I'm sorry to ask this question. You know why? Because the day that we announced on syarat pelonggaran, I received many calls and people just whacked me for no reason. They said, if you are going to do this plan pelonggaran and you're going to bring a lot of foreign workers here to this country, how our local workers are going to survive? And this question asked by many small petty traders. We are all going to die, they said. You're doing something not right. And now, the same question is coming back to us. Almost every sector, every industry is asking for workers. And if we are going to open up for everyone, then my question is, where are our local workers going to work? Our local Malaysians are going to work. I don't know. Alright, I'm sorry. I have to say this because I understand your problem. You cannot get workers. That's your concern. You're coming and asking me. But now my concern is, where are our people then?
Mostly Singapore.
Alright.
So with regards to your question on whether 𝐊𝐶𝐶 can organize for you, obviously we can't organize any activities because we are just merely a facilitator. If you want any seminars, any programs, you got to go back to the training providers or those who has the content related to the subject what you have. We are just purely a facilitator. Thank you.
I just know, is it any fund for the...
No, there's no specific fund for this kind of programs. Thank you.
Sorry, gentlemen, please take a seat because there's already 2 people on the queue and... No, hang on. Before you give a solution, I think the Minister has time after this. Let's have these 2 last questions and then the past president, and then we'll wrap it up today. Because time is of an essence and we like to ask more questions, but you know, we can go the whole night. So,
hello.
Sorry, can you limit to 1 question, please?
Please first.
Sorry.
Yeah. Vanakkam YB. My name is Jay Sharma. I'm coming from this. I'm running a nursing care training center, which is NCMA. And we have some problems over here regarding our trainings. We train at least about 200 to 300 students every 6 months once. And pertaining that the doctor also asked the questions that we have a problem onto this getting them the permits. Okay, here, after these trainings, and we have mentioned that we will get them work for them. Okay, this is the training models that we have. Even we are registered under the HRT Act, but unfortunately that we don't have locals to join our nursing training caregiver. So we have a lot of Filipinos under our training centers. So once after the training, that we have tried to get a permit for them in homes and also some private care, but unfortunately that we have no any sector that falls under to these caregivers. And as I have approached these immigrations, and immigrations have said to me that kita pun tak ada apa-apa macam mana nak buka ini untuk permit untuk diorang. Pasal what is mentioned that there is no any sectors for this caregiver, and there's no. When I talked to them, why don't you just buat satu permit untuk under for these people pembantu jururawat. But as what they said, no, we cannot do that. It has to be from the JTK, KKM, and also from the immigration has to combine and collaborate when it comes to this into the conclusion. So we have a lot of startups, our Filipinos, our state trainers, that students, they are looking for a job, but we can't compile, and also we cannot give them a job. Actually.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Wabi, do you want to answer this question? So, pertaining to any remaining questions and all this stuff, we will ask you to email to the chambers and we will address it with the assistance of the ministry itself.
Actually, this thing falls under nursery caretakers. Nursery caretakers. Actually, before this, somebody asked this question also. Dr. Bala also asked this question. So we have answered that this is still we are waiting, because we have agency KLSICCI, the agency in charge for that cluster of work. So in this case, Kementerian Kebajikan and Pembangunan Wanita is the in charge one. So they are studying this thing. They haven't submitted their report, their recommendation to us, to the joint committee meeting. So once bring it to the next meeting, it can be solved. Definitely we receive a lot of requests, permohonan quota for this thing, but we are just waiting for that. So hopefully in near future it can be solved.
Thank you. So they're the last 2 questions, so I will...
Thanks for the taking of the question, moderator. Okay, my name is 𝐊𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. I just have one question, YB. It could be relevant to your ministry or any other ministry as well. It's regards to the recalibration program. Alright? I believe we are now undergoing 3.0, and the question is very simple. Okay, basically we understand the foreigners who has embarked as of 31st December 2022. If I got my facts correctly, 31st December, they are allowed to do the recalibration. But YB, what I'm trying to say, because I'm from the field level, I mingle with all these foreigners, so on and so forth. I understand their problem because most of them actually came in to work for a manufacturing or plantation, whatever. But due to our past 2 years COVID issues, they have actually lost their job. All right, and they were actually asking if I would like to go through this pemutihan. The government is asking us to come out about close to about 5 grand or 6 grand, all these compound, all those kind of things, right? So how can we come up since we are all jobless? We are doing all odd workers. So the other option is they will be caught and bring to the depot, whereby I think immigration has to bear the cost of their expenses. I think it's the cost to the government as well, about 50 ringgit or 30 ringgit, right? So
just summarize that question.
Summarize the question, yeah. So what I would like to say is, if the ministry can actually give a very short period of a wave, full wave, to, I think there are millions of foreign workers in Malaysia who can be recalibrated, free wave within a stipulated time, and back charge to the employers who are the current employers who are looking for these foreign workers. So there must be a task force or special agency to be set up to do this recalibrate and re-recruit. That's my
thank you.
question. Thanks.
Thank you for this recalibration program under Kementerian Dalam Negeri. Your request noted, and we will bring. Our minister will bring it to KDN minister in next meeting. Thank you very much.
And the final question for the evening by Dato Ramanathan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dato Rama here, YB. We are really very grateful to you for bringing this 3 days tour. I think you've done something really wonderful. We really appreciate that. Okay, the question is technical. See, what happens is when we bring the workers into Malaysia, they land in Malaysia. Does the salary runs from the day they land in Malaysia now? That means we take a week to do FOMEMA. And then, but what happens is, the employee, what happens, the parents or the embassy saying, they land on 1st of January means, their salary should run from 1st of January or not. One. Number two is, without FOMEMA being done, without permit being done, it takes about 3 weeks, right? Without permit, if I'm going to send the workers to work, immigration saying you cannot work, it's a temporary permit, you can temporary employment pass, you cannot work. They say they are actually making an issue out of that. So where do we stand? So, and then this is one question. Number two is, I had a worker just came from Nepal. Within 3 days, we just sent him for him. Within 3 days, he died of cancer. So what happened to the medical thing done in their country? And what happened to my levy money gone? And I went to the hospital, they charged me 8,000 ringgit. The agent said, I can't do anything about it. I spent 8,000 ringgit, send the body back into the country, to their country. So this is something which is critical. And one more to Dato Shahul. We all looking upon you. We all training providers who are here. We would like to know when is their new quota being approved.
Thank you, Dato. Gentlemen, so basically there are 3 to stay in the country to get paid.
GS3, GTKSR.
YB dan juga tuan-tuan untuk soalan Dato' Rama. Actually, dari segi definisi bekerja tu Dato', so selagi dia tidak bekerja, maka gaji tidak perlu dibayar. Cuma isunya ialah, apabila kita buat permohonan pekerja asing, sebenarnya ada kerja untuk dia. Tidak mengapa majikan buat permohonan kepada pekerja asing, YB. Jadi dalam kes ini sebenarnya, apabila mereka sampai ke Malaysia, jangan terlalu tunggu lama untuk memberi kerja pada mereka. So untuk Labour Department, yang penting ialah apabila mereka bekerja, maka gaji perlu dibayar. Sebelum itu, tak perlu dibayar. Okay, tetapi kalau segi teknikal nanti sebenarnya Datuk Rahman boleh berbincang dengan level department lah untuk perkara ini.
I think this one should be explained to the embassy. Embassy is emphasizing the day they land in the country, you have to pay salary. I think Labour Department should advise the embassy about it.
Thank you, Dato.
Any embassy now.
Then, okay, Shahul.
This information to everybody, it's benefit. You know, for the year 2022, HRD Corp, we collected 1.8 billion levy. And, we have paid out 790 million levy. We have paid out. And the commitment was almost 989 million for the training that has been done. So what does it mean for all those training providers who are here? Don't just focus only on strategic initiative or the government grants. There's a lot of opportunities in the space of employers levy-based training program. For the year 2023, we are expected to collect 2.6 billion, and we are expected to pay out almost 1.5 billion for the year 2023. So the opportunities are huge for all those training providers, and it is so important that we should shift our focus from just a strategic initiative or government grant to levy-based training program. With regards to the approval, new approval, this morning, Friday, we all do special prayers. There's a budget coming out. So after 4 o'clock, we sit in front of the TV, watch what is the budget is being given. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause for all the speakers today. Tuan Ayob, Datuk Sri Azman from KLSICCI, Dato Shahul from HRD, YB Minister, and Maniam, the TKSU. And believe me, it is not easy. This is the hottest chair for the night. And the fact that you all have to believe that he is trying his best to actually improve what needs to be done. When it comes to foreign workers, this is something that we can't live without. At the same time, we need to safeguard what the country needs to skill and upskill our workers to actually benefit in the global sector. So with that, YB, would you like to say a few words?
Saya juga mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada Presiden KLSICCI Tuan Dimas dan juga kepada seluruh jawatan kuasa KLSICCI dan kepada juga semua yang hadir pada malam ini. Bagi mereka yang menanyakan soalan, harap jawapan yang telah diberikan oleh pegawai-pegawai daripada Kementerian Sumber Manusia telah memenuhi niat ataupun hasrat untuk menanyakan soalan tersebut. Saya juga mengucapkan jutaan terima kasihlah kepada semua pegawai-pegawai daripada agensi dan juga daripada kementerian yang turut bersama pada malam ini untuk sesi hall ini. Saya berharap sesi ini adalah satu sesi yang telah berjaya dan kita boleh membuat sesi seperti ini dari masa ke semasa. Tetapi pada masa yang sama, saya juga mohon kepada semua supaya kalau ada apa-apa isu yang perlu dibawa kepada perhatian saya dan juga pegawai saya, bolehlah menghubungi kami melalui email. Saya rasa itu adalah kaedah yang lebih mudah, sebab masalahnya kadang-kadang apabila when you call me, you might not get me, right? Then you get upset and you say, oh, saya dah panggil dia 10 kali pun tak dapat, it's not easy lah. Sometimes, like now I'm sitting here on the stage from, what time we started? 6 o'clock we started, now it's almost 9. 8:15, mata still lah. Right, apa? 2 hours I'm sitting here, I didn't look at my phone, right? So how do I answer phone calls? I'm very sure if I take my phone and see, there will be a lot of missed calls, all in red, alright? But then if you expect me to go and call them, each and every one of them, it's not going to be easy. Hope all of you can understand this is the problem that we are facing. Sometimes, within 2 hours, I will have hundreds of calls. So if you email me, much easier. Whenever I have time, I'll read your email. I'll answer you. If I cannot answer, I'll pass it to all my officers, and they will reply. All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, YB. I would like to are seated. Stay where you are. We will be taking a group photograph the other way around. A new design of taking photos. The ex-com can go up on the stage to take photos with YB.